Hey everybody, Bonehead from the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Special Teams Sunday. So every week we get together and we have a look at some of the best unofficial Blood Bowl teams out there. We've taken deep dives into all the official ones from the rulebook with the PDFs, everything. Now we're exploring more ways to play because, as we all know, more Blood Bowl is more better. So this team that we're going to be looking at today is called the Sons of Stromfels. It is a very strange team with a very cool background, and it is from the FUMBBL Secret League. So if you want to play this team, you can just log on to FUMBBL right now, build yourself a team, and hopefully get a game in or two with a very fun kind of version of vampires. So this team is actually being run in our local league at the moment, and I've faced them this week with my nobility team. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at all the players, some example rosters, and really just talk about why you should run this team. So as a team, it is a very simple one. There are only two positionals, Pirate Cultists and the Sons of Stromfels. So I guess we need to talk a little bit about background here. So Stromfels is the god of storms, and also the other's a shark god. So basically this whole team is built around cultists that venerate the god of the sea, or at least the god of sharks, and there are some who are blessed by Stromfels, the Sons of Stromfels, who are basically, for all intents and purposes, were-sharks. This is a were-shark team, and it is kind of like vampires. And the reason I say it's kind of like vampires is because this team is 2016 edition. FUMBBL is all 2016 edition. So these guys have got bloodlust. So the way the team works is you've got 0 to 4 of these strength 5 claw frenzy bloodlust beasts backed up with a whole bunch of very average human players. And that's it. That's the team. It's a fantastic halfway house between ogres and vampires. And I've been incredibly impressed with it so far. And it's actually top of our league, even though it's flagged up as having a win percentage of 40% on FUMBBL, claiming it's a tier 2 team. It's done very well in our league. So the first positional to look at is the linemen, or pirate cultists as they're called. They are thralls, okay? They are straight up thralls from the vampire team. So these guys are, let's just bring up the stats here, they are movement 6, strength 3, agility 3, armor 7, and they have the thrall keyword, which is missing from here. That's fine, because everybody is a thrall unless they are a shark. These guys have to do everything. Now when you've got those big bruiser sharks, they're going to be able to take care of the combat, but you only get up to 4 of them, so the rest of the work on the Blood Bowl team is going to be done by these linemen. Now the strength of the team really depends around how quickly you can level these up to get the basic skills you need on the team. So these guys taking sure hands, taking block, is going to help the rest of your team function. Those of you that played a vampire team in the olden days will know exactly what I'm talking about here. The thralls become actually some of the most important parts of that team because they end up doing most of the work that isn't just murdering stuff, and that is legitimately how this team functions, which is why it's been so fun to see. Now at 40k they're an absolute bargain because you should be able to get a full lineup of 11 players including sharks at the beginning of the league, and then over time you can add an extra one here or there to just buff you up. But this is the 2016 rules, so bloodlust is different to how it is in 2020. This is potentially a softer version of it. So these guys are really important. Generally speaking, sure hands on one, block on the rest is going to give you almost everything you need to succeed because of these players here. So 0 to 4 Sons of Stromfels, that is up to 4 were-sharks. Now these guys are movement 4, strength 5, agility 2 and armor 9. Bloodlust, claw and frenzy. They get strength skills as normal, so you are not going to get blocked very quickly on these guys, especially in the old rules, because you're going to need to roll that sweet double to get block. But if you don't get block, the benefit of the old rules being that mighty blow and claw stack. They don't stack in the new edition, but in these times with this team they really do. So these will get some casualties. They've got claw and strength 5 and frenzy. They're going to be throwing 4 dice every turn as long as you get them based. And when they do break that armor, when they do knock somebody down, they're going to break that armor on an 8+ because they've got claw. Then, if they don't roll a double, they're going to get mighty blow, which means they're just going to be able to farm more and more and more carnage. It's a really interesting team. Like I said, the Thralls kind of end up doing all the work when it comes to manoeuvring the ball and things like that. To be fair, these guys at Ag 2 is 4+ pickup, 4+ receive. It's still fine. But because they're Bloodlust and Frenzy, they are incredibly unreliable as ball carriers. So realistically, what you've got are 4 Strength 5 Frenzy pieces that do need to be supported. But when you unleash them on the right team, they are going to murder face. Strength 2 teams, that's 3 die block because they're Strength 5. That's 6 dice. You're going to power them down. You're going to finish them off. When you get Mighty Blow on top of that, it really starts to just murder. And if you're playing against a tough team, Strength 5 is going to give you good blocks against most people. And Claw is going to really work against those high armored teams. So it's a brilliant, brilliant mix of strategy. You're going to have to work with your Thralls to make these guys come alive and murder things. I really impressed. I'm really impressed with this team. I mean, it's really strong, but it goes really wrong at times, and that just brings out a brilliant mix that we don't really see anywhere else. And when it comes to a starting lineup, you get everything you want right at the beginning. So TV 1000, I think this comes in around about bang on 1000. 7 Pirate Cultists, 4 Shark People, and 4 rerolls. This is a perfect way to start. You get all 4 of your big guys from the get-go and still 4 rerolls. They're 110k each, these big guys, so you could in theory take an extra reroll to save you money in the future, because this is something that Milton, who's running this team in our league, has actually found. Is he kind of run out of stuff to buy. He went and bought an extra cultist and then has managed to buy a 5th reroll, but he bought that just because he had nothing else to buy. So that's one downside of this roster, is that there's something missing. There's an extra positional missing. It's the same with the Vampire roster though, and every one of us who's hoping for an update to 2020 Vampires are hoping for just another positional to give you a slightly different build. With this one here, the only other build you can go with is 3 Sons of Stromfels, some extra cultists and an extra reroll. That's not really enough, I don't think. I think when you can start with 4 Frenzy Claw big guys, you just go for it. And yeah, you're not going to win all your games, but you're going to murder in absolutely all of them. So I got to face this team with my nobility team. And Middleton at this point I think was top of the league, and I was really quite nervous about this. But the downside of this team, or at least the kind of rock paper scissors mode, was that the Sons of Stromfels, Strength 5, always good, Claws and Frenzy. Do you know what that doesn't work great against? Armor 7 Fend pieces. So Milton got that 2 die block lined up against my Fend guy, 1 block. If they knocked him down, Claw wasn't doing anything anyway, and they don't get a follow-up because of Frenzy. So I managed to sneak away, I think, with a 1-0 win with my nobility team, and I don't think we suffered very many casualties, because low armor teams kind of sneak by. But sneaking by when they've got 440k worth of big guys with Claw makes this a really potent team, and it's actually pretty unique. It's like it's the closest thing I can think of to a squig team without having a bunch of goblins on the pitch. So when it comes to miniatures for this team, it's a really interesting one, and that's one of the great things about these secret teams that only have a couple of positionals. Alright, buying the different builds is a bit tricky, but realistically you need 2 different types of model. You need average looking dudes, so you can use hobgoblins, you can use beastmen, you can use normal looking linemen, and then you need 4 big chunky boys. Now to be fair, you could run this team and use them as a team of minotaurs backed up with some beastmen. You can use them as squigs backed up with some hobgoblins. There's a ton of different things you can do. Now the best wereshark miniatures I've seen are only STLs. Okay, there may be some wereshark miniatures out there that I've missed, and that's awesome, but building a team here, and Milton's looked at building a team, generic lineman, whatever you want, no problem at all, and then you need 4 cool sharks. Now you can find weresharks all over the place. I think there's some in the D&D miniatures range as well, but this is the point at which these secret teams allow you to be really creative, and that's one of the greatest things about Blood Bowl. If you've only got 2, 3, 4 different types of player, you just find 2, 3, 4 different types of model that work for you. So like I said, if you want hobgoblins and some trolls, like you could do it with this team as long as they've got spiky bits. Like it doesn't matter as long as it's kind of themey and as long as it works well. Demons would be a great one as well, especially with claw and frenzy. But as it is, it's a strange theme. It makes sense when you think about the theme, but the team plays like voracious, frenzied big guys that are just there to take it out on everybody in the pitch, and it's a really unique play experience. I'm a big fan of this team. I thought it was stupid when I first saw it. I'm sorry, Milton, I did. I'm like, why are there shark people? But then you play it and it's a great team. It's just a great challenge, and it's a great challenge to play against. So I'm very glad the Sons of Stromfels is on the FUMBBL Secret League, and I do recommend that you go and give them a go because they are great fun. Anyway guys, I'm going to wrap up the video. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back again soon with more Blood Bowl content. If you've got some unofficial teams you want us to have a look at, please let us know in the comments, because we've got the Araby one coming up. We need to get some games in with that. And then I think, oh no, we've got the rugby teams. We've got the Four Nation teams coming up next week, because I'm playing Triplo on Monday with my Nobility team. Anyway, happy blocking. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the show even further, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Or come and join us in our Patreon, link below, where you get early access to our content and monthly competitions. See you later.